What's up everyone, welcome back to Switchcraft and welcome to something I never thought I'd be doing on this channel, and that's reviewing a book. You know, those things people read that don't plug in, don't beep, and you can't get high scores in. They don't have an HDMI port, but still provide resolution better than 1080p. And today's book review is in preparation for this summer's movie by the same name. It's called Ready Player One. Before we go any further, I ask you to consider subscribing if you haven't already and hit that little bell down below so that you can get notified whenever I come out with the latest content. Now that that's out of the way, let's put down the controller, talk about the book that put author Ernest Cline on the map. If you're a gamer or a fan of the 80s or a fan of video games and consoles from Atari, Sony, Microsoft, ColecoVision, Nintendo, Commodore 64, PC or Mac, or just a cool person in general, then I would highly recommend checking out this 579-page nostalgia trip love letter to a simpler time when games needed quarters and home consoles were a novelty. Ready Player One takes place in the not-so-distant future and follows Wade Watts, a senior in high school who is most comfortable when he is plugged in Matrix-style to the virtual online world known as Oasis. With the real world gone to shit, Oasis has become most of Earth's population's best and only escape. Think of it as an inconceivably huge MMORPG in which you play using a futuristic VR headset and haptic gloves to interface. It's free to join as long as you have the hardware, and literally anything is possible as long as you can afford the microtransactions. Besides the fact that Oasis offers an escape for most of Earth's population's depressing real life, Wade Watts has been obsessed for as long as he can remember by memorizing everything he can about 1980s pop culture in an effort to solve a series of seemingly unsolvable puzzles placed in the simulation by its creator and made public upon his death in order to inherit his seemingly endless fortune and unlimited power. He's not the only one. Searching out this ultimate Easter egg has become a subculture in Oasis, and millions of people and even corporations have dedicated their entire existence to it. Game on! Following Wade, or Percival as his in-game avatar is known, you'll be taken on a fantastic journey through the best parts of every game, song, movie, and book you can remember from the 80s, and all the ones you've forgotten about as well. This book was an absolute page-turner that had me laughing, reminiscing, biting my nails, and cheering throughout. I plowed through this book in only a couple of days, and it even had me put down my Switch because of how addictive it was. This is a book that I couldn't help but think about all of the gamers on YouTube would love, because it's if they all got together and wrote it. If they could stop streaming long enough to do so. The author's attention to detail and clear love of retro gaming was extremely impressive, and I quickly and often got the sense that, hey, this guy actually played these games, loved these songs, saw these movies, and lived and breathed them as much as we all do. If you're a gamer, you gotta check this book out. If you love any movie made or song sung in the 80s, you gotta check this book out. If you've heard of Atari, Nintendo, Sony, Atlas, Microsoft, or Sega, you gotta check this book out. If you've lived through or even heard of the 80s, you gotta check this book out. Let's just hope that this summer's Steven Spielberg movie does this book justice. I'll be sure to leave links to the trailers in the description below. Let me know in the comments below if you've read the book, what you think of the trailers, or if you plan on watching this when it comes out. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Switchcraft out.